Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new thriller, Skincare. And this is from co-writer and director Austin Peters, who co-wrote this film with Sam Freilich and Deering Reagan. And this film focuses on a famous aesthetician, Hope Goldman, played by Elizabeth Banks, who's down on her luck, and a new next big thing opens up across the street, run by Angel Vergara, played by Luis Gerardo Mendez. And strange things start happening to Elizabeth Banks. People are hacking into her email and, posting these horrible things on Craigslist with like this made up posting for her and slashing her tires, and she needs to try to figure out who's doing this while also trying to keep her business afloat. And I have to say, I feel like Peters is able to find a very specific and effective voice and presentation and atmosphere for this film. There's a cool, slick experience here. Christopher Ripley, who's a cinematographer, shoots this film very well. It's sleek, it's edgy, it has that flair, it has that personality. It's darkly funny. There's definitely elements of like Elizabeth Banks being a little snarky, or other characters and their awkward interactions. And this film builds up some good tension in a couple of different scenes throughout the film that starts like ratcheting up this mystery of who's doing this to her. And, the film struggles a bit, I think, in trying to navigate the two obvious choices and then over telegraphing things. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of characters for you to really like latch on to from a moral perspective and like really connect with. There's a lot of unlikable characters, and it's hard to really get too invested and feel too much about this situation because Elizabeth Banks' character is not anywhere near as likable as I think the film on some level wants us to think they are, and that's the struggle. You don't really feel that connection. And this film becomes way too overblown and way too overstuffed. There's too many different storylines trying to like slam into the finale, and the climax of the film feels a little underwhelming because they telegraph so much. They really set up characters that are kind of easy to see on the surface and like really break through even if they're putting on some kind of personality. And I do think that, like I said, this is a sleek, thrilling little film, has some good humor. I do think the cast is what really makes it. Elizabeth Banks is strong and you really feel her struggles. I think Gerardo Mendez does a fine job. Louis Pullman is this man who's interested in Elizabeth Banks' character. There's a lot more to that character as the film goes on. And it's not always the most satisfying how this character plays out, but Louis Pullman's definitely going for it. You have people like Nathan Fillion and Michaela J. Rodriguez, John Billingsley, who are popping up in these smaller roles that, they make an impact when they're on screen. It's one of those kinds of films where strong cast, interesting idea, the execution's just lacking. And really struggling to keep a cohesive story with so many moving pieces that don't necessarily feel like they're needed. And specifically just that lack of connection. It definitely feels like this whole film's at a distance, and I don't think this film has enough in its tank to really like be able to overcome something specifically like that. And in the end, the themes as well are a tad on the nose and a bit obvious in terms of what they're trying to say, but it all comes together and offers up a fine, at best, experience, and definitely things to look out for and appreciate about this film, and others that'll probably frustrate you. But those are my thoughts on Skincare. Let me know what you think and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland Reviewer.